Australia's energy debate often focuses on households. We are told to cut back, install solar, or change our habits. Even driving an electric vehicle has become common in Australia. But the data tells a different story. Over the past decade, household energy consumption per person has actually gone down, even while the population has grown by more than 5 million. So, if households are using less, why are energy bills rising, supply becoming less secure? The answer lies in coal and gas exports, red tape in domestic production in the form of exploration approval, and Australia's role in the global LNG and coal markets. In this video, we'll break down what the numbers show, why it matters for energy security, and what could actually make a difference. So we're looking here at Australia's energy security and household consumption. So here we're looking at it from a period of 2011 to 2023. Throughout this 13-year period, population grew by over 5 to 6 million. As we can see here, 2011, 22 million roughly, up to 26.5 million there, so around probably 4.5 million. But total energy use remained flat, while household energy per capita or per person fell from 46.72 gigajoules to 37.86 gigajoules. So we can sort of see that here on the next page. So straight away, we can see that there's an inverse relationship between population growth and per capita household energy consumption. Okay, so you can see it's trending down here as the population's going up. If we go back over to the dashboard over here, we can see that it's the same here when we look at it from net energy use in petajoules by household. Okay, it's kind of went up from 22 to 23 there, but as a whole in 23, it was the net energy use was 1,000 petajoules for households in Australia, relative to what the net energy use was there of 1,043. Okay, so we've kind of been, it's pretty much flatlined there. And at the same time, we've seen that renewables in household energy have steadily rose, now above 30% of supply. So we can sort of see that here, the renewable energy supply proportion of total household energy use is now 32.2%. And we're measuring that with per capita household energy again. And we can see that, we're now using less energy in each household per capita. And we are also using more renewable energy at a household level. So this tells me that, Australia's energy security, at a micro level, at a household level, it's trending in the right direction. So if we look down at imports and sort of supply, I guess, next in the energy market, from this period, or over this period from 2011 to 23, Australia imported around 29,000 petajoules. So we can see that there, total energy imported, while household demand was only 13,000 or 13.31K there to be exact, petajoules throughout this same period. Okay, if I want to look at 23, I can bring that up, and that sort of breaks down what it sort of looks like there. As you can see, the black coal well exceeds our household consumption. So does natural gas, which then points in the direction of the export market. So having a look through that now, next we'll get to just one more point on coal. We're looking at nearly 150K petajoules of coal produced between 2011 and 23 in Australia, and then nearly 50,000 there in natural gas. Okay, so this straight away, this tells me that, the domestic consumption at a household level isn't really the big macro policy that needs to be um, created here to solve this particular issue. So this gap highlights much of our gas is diverted into long-term LNG export contracts rather than domestic-based use. Um, Next, we're just going to go across the page. So the why this matters and why you should care, the data proves that population growth is not the driver of Australia's energy insecurity. Households are actually becoming more energy efficient, consuming less energy per person than 10 to 15 years ago. Okay, and we can see that again here on these graphs here. We can have a look down here, how many total estimated number of households in Australia. We had 8 million there, and now we've got nearly 10.5 mil or 8.5 mil to 10.5 mil. So grew by 2 mil in that period. Um, and then the total net energy use for households uh, actually went down. Okay. Um, so if we look at the total energy from natural inputs like black coal, we can see that it was 9,833 petajoules in 2011. Now we're at 10,793 here, or we don't have the last 2 years of data or last year and 18 months of data, but based on 23, that's where we were sort of sitting. Okay, natural gas, you can really see we've really ramped it up here on the grid, 2,086 petajoules, all the way up to 5,738 there. So that tells you that a lot of this is, paints this picture that a lot of our energy and our resources um, uh, going to the long-term export contracts with Southeast Asia. So this comes back to the point that Australia is one of the world's largest producers of coal and gas, but long-term LNG export contracts combined with global demand tie up supply that could otherwise lower domestic prices. If we add to this geopolitical risks such as wars, wars such as, for example, the war in the Ukraine, trade disruptions, climate policies, and Australia's abundant resources aren't translating into affordable energy at home. Okay. Um, so what I want to sort of paint the picture is next is I'm going to go through this a little bit just to show you the total energy or black coal and versus the total energy of natural gas. Okay, so we can sort of see over time here. Um, this is where they started out, and this is where they sit today. Okay, so you can see that black coal hasn't gone up anywhere near what natural gas has gone up in as far as the total production goes. From the period of 2015 here to 2023. If we overlay now the AEMO gas flow total petajoules and total energy from natural gas by year, we can see that we can't see as few years we're missing here with AEMO, but I can see here that, with AEMO, we're leaving out the West Coast. So this is really what our total energy from natural gas here. And we can see that, there's a little bit of a bit of a difference between these two variables here. As AEMO doesn't include the West Coast into their data set, or West Coast as mentioned. Coming down to the next graph down here, down the bottom, says our total energy produced by type. Okay, so we can see here that coal is well up from all our other sources of energy that we produce in this country. And Australia is a big exporter of coal, big exporter of iron ore and coal, because we know that you need iron ore and coal to produce steel. So that just kind of paints the picture a little bit there. And we can see that natural gas is coming up over time. And, the AEMO gas flow as well, sort of rebounded here and is coming back up again as well. So that points in the direction that there is high demand for gas on the global market. So I guess that brings me to my next point. To improve energy security, household um, energy savings alone won't move the needle. The scale of production, 11,000 petajoules of coal and 6,000 petajoules of gas in 2023, um, completely dwarfed household demand of 1,000 petajoules. Policy changes are needed. This includes cutting red tape in coal and gas sectors to free up domestic supply, rethinking export allocations so domestic households and industries aren't left competing against overseas buyers for energy. And this, we also need to recognize that while renewables are growing in households, they cannot yet replace coal and gas at a macro-based level. Um, so to conclude this and wrap this up for today, households are doing their part by using less energy per person and adopting renewables. But the real solution lies upstream in how Australia manages its coal and gas production. Energy security isn't about individuals switching off the lights. It's about ensuring our vast natural resources are available to Australians first. Thank you for tuning in today. And if you like this video, post your comments and questions down below. Cheers.